Okay, and I accidentally stopped the video because I was paused too long, so this is part 2. We have sewn our little twos together and relaid out the quilt block, not the quilt, and we also now have our hourglass blocks with our twos on them. So we will just lay those back out. Yep, like a puzzle. And get them all laid back in. So the next step is to take, and the hourglass blocks were pressed out towards the edge. Press the hourglass blocks out towards the edge. The next step, we're going to take our corner blocks or half square triangles and attach one side of the twos and then sew the 3 units. We're going to press these towards the half square triangle. We're going to press this when we attach it towards. When we attach these, we're going to press towards the corner because that's going to nest with that seam. And then attach these together and press this last seam in because it's going to nest with this one coming out. So the 2 set to the corner half square triangle, press in towards the center. So the corners of the border onto the second 2 for the half squares. Press towards the corner and then attach to the block. I'm going to pause, do that, and come back. Okay, so our corner units are sewn together, and what we've got left is a really big 9 patch. So the benefit of doing it this way again is we were able to put on all of our half square triangle tiny little pieces without getting that long line of pieces to stretch or warp. And now when we sew them together, our seams are going to match because it's part of the same seam. We didn't have to try to line those up and pin them and keep them straight. So I'm going to sew this together just like any other half square triangle. Or not half square triangle. Goodness. 9 patch. All of my seams on my corner units are pressed in. All of my seams in my middle units are pressed out. So those should nest nicely. I'm going to sew my 3 rows together and then sew those 3 rows together. When I put together 9 patches, I press my outside rows. The seams go out, so the seam will point on both sides to the outside of the block. And on my inside row, I press my seams towards the middle. And then again, on this side, I'll press towards the outsides. So those seams will all nest nicely. Let's go ahead and sew it together and see what we get. And it's put together. It measures 12.5 by 12.5. I'm happy with my color choices. It's hard to argue with it. The outside seams match the seams perfectly because they're a part of the seam because we sewed them as part of the bigger block. So all in all, I'm super pleased with this. This was a happy accident. That ended up just great. Yeah, super tickled. I wanted to say thank you for your grace with me during the month of October and letting us postpone a month. We had a death in my immediate family, and it wasn't expected. It wasn't unexpected, but it wasn't expected. And I appreciate the ability to be able to take the month and just deal with some of that. So this was block 7. Next month we have block 8. I'm really excited about that. It's very straightforward. Some flying geese, and that's about it. Half square triangles. Super easy construction, goes together fast, looks really pretty. We are on block 7, which means we're halfway done, over halfway done. So you might want to start thinking about your setting. They give you 3 options and they produce 3 different sizes in the pattern. Maybe you want to start thinking about that. Maybe you're thinking about something completely different and that's not in the pattern and is going to be epic and awesome. So until then, Have fun, enjoy yourself, and we will chat with you next time.